Hi guys, it's Carrie with Rockin' G Farm. Well, today, as always, I have a ton of things on my plate that I would like to get off my plate so that I can go on to another project. Well, today it's getting a lot of plants planted. I've been trying, as you know, to get a lot of pots to grow some things in around the farm due to the soil that we have. So I've been buying some pots, and those suckers are getting pretty expensive. I mean, like anywhere from $35 to $75. And I'm thinking, I need tons of pots, and I don't want to keep paying a lot of prices. So this is something I just thought I would do. Have cat litter bucket that is empty. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some sandpaper, which I think is already blown away. Oh, here it is. I'm just going to get some sandpaper, and I'm going to buff just a little bit of the edges to give it a little rough edge. And then I'm going to spray paint it to look like, well, I wanted concrete color, but of course they didn't have concrete color. So it's going to be kind of like a black textured finish on it. So that'll go with everything around the house, and we'll see what it looks like. But I'm going to hurry, and that's going to be my number one project to get started on today, because I have to spray paint it and it has to dry, and I'll probably want to do more than one coat, so those need to dry. So that's the first thing I'm going to do so that it can be drying while I'm working on something else. Okay guys, I used a knife and I placed it right underneath this handle, and I just cut. I need to turn it this way. You want to cut away from yourself, obviously, and I just kept cutting until that plastic screw in there gave way, and then I was able to pull that handle off. Handle's gone. The next thing I did, I reached down and I held this bucket in between my legs, and I just yanked real hard so I can pull the lid off. One thing to say, I am not using this for food. I am using this for flowers, not for food, because this is not a food grade bucket. Okay, the next thing I really need is some holes drilled in the bottom, but I'll do that later. This plastic, I'm going to use that for keep the wind from that, and then I'm just going to be spraying this, and we'll see if it turns out. Hey, a $4 can of spray paint versus a $75 planter. I'll try the spray paint. I've already bought some planters. I can't keep doing that all summer. That's quite expensive. And then what I'm going to do, instead of going in straight lines, I like to go in circular lines. It just makes it look a little nicer. And it's easier to cover that way too. It does look kind of concrete, even though this was black. it is concrete looking exactly like what I wanted. Now, in fact, I don't think they had a second bottle. I think that's why I only bought one. So I'll run to town, see if I can find one of those here locally. If not, I'll have to run further in. But we're going to let this sucker dry, and I'm going to get started on some more projects, and we'll return to this project later today. Well, guys, I have got my plastic container painted right here. You know, I had to, ooh, that melted on there. I ran out of paint, so I went back and had to get some more paint, but they did not have any more of the original paint that I bought, so I just went ahead and bought 2 more bottles or cans of one that was a little closer to a concrete look that I was looking for, and I went ahead and sprayed my bottle, and I'm not worried about the bottom of the bucket because it's going to be on the ground, but I sprayed it. That looks like a, you know, I might need to spray that seam right there. When I get it on the video, I can see that seam, but when it's out here in the sun, you can't really see. Well, anyway, I sprayed the bucket with my multicolored texture spray paint, and so I'm going to use this to plant some flowers in. I'm not going to use it to plant any food in it because it is not a food grade bucket, and I did use paint on it, and I don't want to leach anything into food. But look there, it looks like, to me, a perfect container that I look like I might spend $20 or $30 on, but I only spent the price of the paint because I already had it. So right now what I'm going to do, I am going to drill some holes in the bottom so that we can have some drainage for the plants. And then it looks like right here I can see a little bit shining through, so I will put a second coat on there, or a third coat on there, just to make sure I can cover all that up. But let me go ahead and drill those holes in the bottom of this, and we'll continue on this project until I get it finished for the day. Put several holes in the bottom of it because I did not want it to hold moisture and drown my plants or rot their roots. But I'm gonna put some more right here, that way it's let me show you what I'm doing. There is, as you can see, like a lip right here. So this part here is going to be flush with the ground. This is going to be flush with the ground. This is going to raise, so this will allow a lot of that water to drain out. So that's why I put some extra drainage holes in there. I'm going to go ahead and put another coat of paint on this, and then let it dry while I continue to work in the garden. So this is the third can. Spray paint seems like it's not, it seemed like spray paint used to go a lot further than what it does now. But let me go ahead and get this sprayed up, and then so it can start drying. And then I'm going to pot it up with some flowers, and we'll get it in the flower bed as a container. can of spray paint. So I'm going to let that dry, and we'll be back later on, and we'll be potting that up and putting it into one of my flower beds. Okay guys, I've got my repurposed plastic pail painted to look like kind of like a textured concrete. So I'm going to use this to plant some plants in, so I don't have to spend $70 on a concrete planter anymore. That's quite expensive. So I've got my holes drilled on the bottom, and so I believe I'm going to put some Mexican sunflowers in it, and I have some black petunias left. I think I might put those in there too. But I'm going to go put some soil in it from the soil that we gather from the pasture underneath the old hay that we feed our cows. Plus I have been getting some compost out of the chicken coop where we rotate hay through. And oh my goodness, I was like, I had completely forgot that I needed to do that. And I've been doing it today, and that stuff is amazing. So let me go get my bucket of chicken compost and then the field compost soil, and I'll get these planted up. I'm so excited. And finally, oh my gosh guys, you can see how red my face is. I get extremely red faced when I get hot. It looks like I've been running for hours and hours, but my face has always done that. And I got real hot a while ago anyway, but right now there's some cloud cover. So my husband goes, oh, there's some cloud cover. And I go, oh, I got to get up and do some of my planting. So anyway, look at all of these tomatoes and stuff that I have left over. I think I kind of went overboard, and then I'm like, I think I just have too much on my plate right now to try to do a sale. If any of you want to come to the farm, y'all are more than welcome to come to the farm, those y'all who know me, and I will sell you some of these, but I think I just might walk around the neighborhood and pass them out to my neighbors, and then that way, that's good stewardship, good community, and that way I won't be stressed about what I'm going to do with all these other plants. Okay, let me go get some soil in my bucket. Well, I'm here in my front flower bed, and you can see everything that is planted in here is planted in a pot or needs to be upplanted into a bigger pot. So this is the pot that I did repurpose for. So I've got some of these crazy tunias. They're called Crazy Tunia Black Mamba, and I've got some over here, and I put some down there. So we're gonna have two pots in this area here that have the Crazy Tunia Black Mamba along with some Mexican sunflower. And then I'm going to put some lemon basil in just to kind of get of fullness down lower. I've never seen these petunias before. This is the first year that I've seen any black petunias, and I don't know exactly how they're going to be very tall. So that lemon basil will be next, and this will kind of overflow towards the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in here, and I think I'm going to have to go take another break because the sun is now out again. It was started sprinkling just a tad. I thought I was going to have to put everything up, but no. The sun is out, and I'm going to have to go get some water as soon as I get this planted up because I am on fire again. I am going to put some Biotone starter in here to encourage my root growth and give a little bit of fertilizer for the plants to grow. I am not associated or affiliated with them. I bought this off of Amazon. I no longer can find this locally. And I use it because I've seen people on YouTube and other areas use it and have great results. And I have been having awesome results. When I planted my cantaloupe the other day, I put a lot of this in and they were standing straight up. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't expect them to be so vibrant. But I believe the Biotone starter fertilizer really has a lot to do with that. So I'm going to be using that also. And I'm going to plant these up real quick. Well, guys, I've got my pot planted up. I've watered it twice to make sure that it is good, and maybe I need to put that basil down just a little bit more. Let me push that down. Make sure that one's down. Yeah, that one just wasn't down far enough. But thanks for joining me today, guys, as I just repurposed this cat litter pail into a container for my garden until we can get. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining me today, and if you've liked this video, share it, give me a thumbs up, like it, or have any questions about any plants or gardening or anything about a farm or how to start a homestead, just give me a comment. I'm gonna head over and get some water because it's really hot here, and thanks for joining me, and make what you have beautiful.